Good evening and welcome to VChess. My name is Naiditsch. I am a chess grandmaster and today I will be playing rapid games on chess.com. I will be commenting on openings, middle games, endings. We have it all here on the channel, so join us. Let's go with the first game. Let's see who will be our first opponent for today. Not yet. And yes, we have our first opponent, d4. Let's go with a knight f6 move and e6. Let's be solid. Bishop f4, c5, c5. This is quite nice against the London. Now we have different setups. We have setup with the move b6, we have setup with the move queen on b6, we have knight on c6, simple setup, so a lot of different setups. Let's go with the move queen on b6. And today, first to say hello to us in the chat, it is Sajjad Ali. Welcome. Number 2 is that's a difficult name. It is FFDEH. Whoa. Okay, and third is Hadi. Also, I see Bean. Bean, welcome everyone here to the channel. Yeah, I haven't been streaming for longer, so it is the first stream since a while. Now I will be streaming more frequent, but probably not every day as before. So welcome everyone. What can we do here? We have this bishop b4 option. Looks not bad. We have the knight on c6 option. Maybe let's play first knight on c6, so we keep the idea of bishop b4. a3, preventing the check on b4. Yeah, it makes sense. Still, I think we can be happy with the current opening. We have many ways to proceed in this position. We can play somewhere this knight on d5, attacking the bishop. Let's see where the bishop goes, but bishop probably is going to return or on g3, so it doesn't help us much. Maybe just the usual way of developing the pieces is not so bad here, because somewhere we might aim for knight a5 idea. So let's go with the move d5. I think it is looking solid. Bishop on d7 next. h3. Why to play h3? This is a little bit strange. All right, we proceed with the bishop d7 idea and a rook on c8. The sound is weird, Heidi. What is happening with the sound? Let me check. Maybe now is better, the sound. Let's check. Just a second. I will check how is the sound now. I hope now is better. It should be better, because I haven't been doing stream for so long, so maybe something is not perfect, but I hope the sound got better. So let's go with the next move. We have the idea knight a5, as I said, or knight on e4 is also looking not so bad. We have the rook c8 idea, which is standard. So we have to make the choice to be a little bit more aggressive or to play the standard play. I think rook c8 is looking not bad at all. To have the rook on c8 is a good idea. And of course, welcome everyone to the stream. Yeah, sorry again, I haven't been streaming for a while now, but in busy times. I will be streaming now more often. Still, the sound is bad. What is happening to the sound? Just a second, let me check. I will try to improve the sound. It should be okay. I don't know why the sound is so bad. Just a second. Let me change. I hope now is better, maybe. Is the sound better? So, okay. let me play a couple of moves, otherwise we might be losing on time. So I will be playing this knight on a5. This is looking very logical. We're attacking the b3 pawn. Now sound seems to be better, yeah? Okay, so this is good. Okay, so we are back with the sound. Excellent, because probably there have been some updates or something. This is what happens when you're not streaming for a while. Now we're back. So, bishop b5, it's always good to change the bishop, obviously. And yeah. Also, I see Cheers with us here in the chat. Welcome, Cheers. Once again, welcome everyone. I see old faces. I hope you've been doing well the last... How much is it? Maybe over 2 weeks that we haven't seen each other. And yeah, usually Bean always been the first in the top 3 to say hello, and today Bean, I think, just missed 5th place. So yeah, welcome everyone to the stream. Let's go now with some chess analysis, because we're here finally to learn something. This is, of course, the point of all the streams. So queen on e2, protecting the bishop on d3. This is making sense. I think I should take the bishop. So, of course, black is out of trouble. I can do bishop e7, short castle. This is normal. The question is, can I go with a move knight on e4, way more aggressive? Maybe it does work. The question is it working? Is it not? I think I can try this knight on e4. It looks like a nice play because still the king is on e1. We try to push against the b3 pawn. We have this rook on c3 idea coming next. b4, wow. Is it working to play the move b4? Maybe it is working. Then knight on e4, of course, not the best, but I can take the knight on d2 and get the knight on c4, so... we have a couple of options here with the black pieces. Let me take the knight on d2, I think. Because we get now this beautiful square on c4. So, for sure, black is not worse, but the question would be, is black better? And maybe we're not better, so... Potentially we have maybe slightly better play, but maybe also not even this, so it should be approximately equal to my understanding. Also, yeah, Bean, sorry for that. The monetization is currently turned off, and I can do nothing about it. So I think we have to wait another approximately 20 days for monetization to be on. So for now, yeah, for now there's nothing I can do. 20 days of waiting. I think after that, finally the monetization is going to be on, back on. So we have to be patient. I think I should just take for now, and let's get bishop e7. So finally we're finishing our development here of the pieces. We are a little bit better on the c file. So yeah, rook on c1. Actually, now it is an interesting moment because we can try something a little bit crazy, and it is to put the king on d7. I don't know if this is a good play or a bad play, but it is a funny try because eventually we get into an endgame. And then the king on d7, of course, will be doing much better than the king on g1. So this is like the key idea of this king on d7 play. Cheers saying today I reached 1.4 elo. Good, good. Excellent. Bean is saying, yeah, monetization is off, yeah. Monetization is currently off, yeah. And in any case, thank you for trying to support the channel. Very much appreciated, but yeah, currently the monetization is off. We have to wait for YouTube. So yeah, for the moment, nothing we can do here. Queen on b2, so normally we should be able to change the rooks on the c file or to play something like a5 first, attack the pawn on b4, then let's see what's coming next. I think he wants to get queen on b3, so maybe we play first with the move queen on b5. So this move is tricky. We try to get the queen somewhere better. It is all about the fight on the c file, so potentially we have the move rook on c4 coming next. So maybe we're doing slightly better here with the black pieces. Now he's giving us a c file. Wow. This is usually not the best decision, because why is he giving us a c file? So now we can be sure that we are doing better. The question is only how much better. So this is of course a tricky question. Maybe we can have this rook on c4. Looks nice because in case he takes, we can take with a pawn or to take with a queen. Both is looking like a slightly better play for black. We are dominating the only file. We have this option of queen on c6, and now we aim this bishop on f4. It looks like a beautiful bishop, but actually the bishop is going to be completely out of the game in case we're capable of playing the move a5, because take a look at that. Our bishop suddenly becomes much stronger than the bishop on f4, because bishop on f4 is sort of nicely positioned in case you can do something on the c file with the white pieces, but now it is black that is playing on the c file. So I think I'm gonna take with the queen. I think to take with the pawn also would be not a bad play, but why not to dominate the only open file? And also we try to put the pawns usually on the light squares because we have the bishop. So b5, smart play by our opponent, good defense. He's not allowing us to put the pawns on the squares. So maybe, oh, he wants to go maybe eventually bishop b8, but is it a good play? I'm not so sure that this is actually a good play, so let's advance here a little bit with the move g5. Usually, what we want is to push from left and right in these positions, so we are advancing as much as we can. We win a lot of space here, in case we can. And then we will be doing something about these pawns here. We have this queen a4 attacking the pawn on a3. This option is always available to us. But we have to play it in the right moment by not giving our opponent, for example, play like queen on c3. So we have to be a little bit cautious. But it should be a better position for black. We have no rush here. We're doing very, very well. He has this potential little trick here of getting the queen on h7. We will be stopping it by playing the move f5. f4, whoa. Is it a good play? I am not convinced in this play because we play the move g4, so the bishop here on g3 is really poorly positioned now. We are continuing with a strategy that we had, so we're putting the pawns here on the light squares. Then our bishop on e7 is going to be much, much better than the bishop on g3 or wherever the bishop is going to be placed. We have the idea of queen a4. So we have a couple of ways of proceeding in the current position. We have bishop on f2, so let's go with the move f5 exactly as we planned. Look at this beautiful pawn structure, and I think it is time to win some material because I don't see a defense. Maybe I am wrong, but queen on a4, so now we are attacking the a3 pawn. And there are no more threats on the c file, so all of that is looking like a great position for black. Slowly, slowly we are improving our position. Now, finally, I guess we're capable of winning some material next, so it is, I think, a combination of a positional play plus the execution in the end. Also, I see now Avocado in the chat. Avocado, how are you, man? How's life? Well, Avocado participated in the seminar. So, yeah, Avocado has big goals in chess. Let's see, let's see. Avocado wants to make a Discord server. Oh, Avocado, the idea is not bad, but it takes all so much time. Okay, let's focus first on winning this game. So we should somehow get to the pawn on b5. So maybe let me play first something like queen a4. I'm not sure why I need it, but let's first attack the pawn. Maybe we can collect it by playing the move bishop on b4 and taking the pawn on b5. This would be nice to collect the pawn like that. There are no threats whatsoever currently for black. Also, we have another idea. We can get the king into safety and then simply play the move a6. First, I would like to put the queen on c4, so we have this queen on e2 somewhere. Might be not a bad check to give. So king is getting on f2, so should I immediately proceed? I don't think I should, so let me hide first the king on f7 because we have all the time here. We have absolutely no rush in this position, so we can take our time to execute this much better, or I would say it should be a winning position. Maybe we have even different ways of execution here, but I like to be safe usually. To put the king on f7 feels so safe. So queen on b2, our opponent is waiting. We're putting the king on f7 as we wished, and now we should aim for something here, or maybe we have even something else. So let's see what we can do here with the queen. Let me play first queen a4. I just would like to try first to win the game without playing the move a6, and in case we have to play the move a6, then we are going to play the move a6. Maybe there is no way to win the game without playing the move a6, or can I try? Maybe not. Maybe not. Also, the time is running, so maybe let me play first bishop a3. Still, I believe we will have to play the move a6 most probably. I don't see something else, so let me just come back and we will be playing next the move a6 because I don't see something better. So let's go. Let's go with the move a6. Next take, and we should be aiming to get the a5 play. The king is super safe here, so maybe it is not an easy win here for black, but it should be a win. The only trouble is a little bit that we are low on time, but let's hope I can play a little bit faster from now on. So this position, I think, should be winning in case we see this change. Oh, he goes for it. Is it not a win? I think we can win the game, no? And here we have this little trick here with the move bishop h4, so this is what I've been hoping for. In case of take, we have this pawn run. The pawn cannot be stopped. So I believe we are winning the current game. Maybe the execution, it was not perfect, but yeah, somehow we are winning a little bit. Not so much time here on the clock, but it should be enough to win the game. So let's see what happens next, but it looks like, yeah, we are winning the first game of the stream. Our opponent continues the fight, but what is the fight here about? Because we are just quitting next, and maybe our opponent is hoping to flag us in this position. Yes, he does, so I need to make this kind of pre-moves. Usually I don't like to pre-move, but we see that our opponent just wants to flag us in this position, but it's going to be difficult to flag, obviously, because we have the queen. So next we can just win a couple of pieces. And next we will be advancing with the king, and it should be over. So let's go here. Next we are playing this one, then we eat the pawn, then we get the king here, and then we eat the next pawn. So this is our strategy. We can also, of course, give a checkmate. This is also easy, so we can choose between checkmate and just winning the pawn and promoting the next queen. So I think I will be maybe trying first to checkmate, because why not? Why not to checkmate the guy? This bishop is not really playing, so we have this kind of pre-moves here. Still, we have quite a lot of time on the clock, actually, so this should be not a very difficult win. Our opponent is fighting, but now he's losing the bishop on d6. Let's see if the guy is fighting till the checkmate, or finally we see resignation. Yes, we see a resignation. So all in all, quite a solid win, I think, in the first game of the stream. Let's go immediately with the next one. I'm never choosing my opponents. As you know, I'm just pushing the play button, and whoever comes. We have second game of the stream. Once again, we're black. How is it possible? 2 games in a row. The first games are black pieces. Okay, doesn't matter so much, so let's go with the King's Indian setup here with the move d6. And we will see the move e4, we will see the move knight on f3. Let's see. In any case, I have to play a little bit faster than I've been playing the last game. So, last game, low on time, too stressful. We have to play a little bit quicker. e5. Alright. So, what do we have in the chat? Because sometimes when I'm commenting and low on time and I'm not reading the chat. Yep. Okay. So in case you have some questions and I don't see a question, just ask it a couple of times. That's alright. Also, we have a lot of people here in the chat that been from the very, very early stage of the channel. And of course, we have Hadi also here. Hadi knows most of the things on the channel. You can ask Hadi. Connection again. What is happening with my connection? I think connection is fine. I don't know. I see myself. So I think connection is fine. No, connection is fine, yeah. Because somebody wrote something about connection, but I think we're okay. So, what do we have in this King's Indian? We have the usual bishop here, very, very powerful. We have the move b4. Yeah, b4 is okay, but we play the move knight on e6. This is normal. The knight from c5 usually goes to e6, which is something normal. Avocado is saying, Arkady, can I become moderator? Avocado, send us always an email for all your official requests, please, Avocado. So yeah, bishop e3, I think the move was h6 that needs to be played in these positions. I don't remember exactly, but yeah. Okay. Queen on d2. So what should we play here after queen on d2? I think I can play something tricky like the move a5, but does it work? I think it does, so let's go with the move a5. Now it's a mess on the chessboard. So we have the move ab coming next, and we have also... Yeah, this is a very, very tricky position here. What should we do? Does it work to play the move knight on g5? I think it does, because it is a sacrifice, of course, but then I have this intermediate. Take, and we're gonna take the move, the rook on a1. So yeah, maybe. There's a question: is it possible to watch horizontal on phone? Yeah, usually depends on the phone model, I guess you have. It should be possible. Yeah, it should be possible. So bishop takes on g5. We will be taking back with the pawn. And is it possible to take the pawn? I don't think it is, because we will be taking on like this, and then we take on a1, and then we have the knight on e4. It looks a little bit tricky, I agree, but I think it is working. Yeah, that's why we have the move b5 played. So now it is very, very nice, because we managed to get the bishop from e3. Now look at this very, very powerful bishop on g7, so black is doing very well, I think. g4. h4. Looks good. We have this huge bishop on g7, but of course the game goes on. So what we should play next? We should, I think, to bring the knight from f6 to e5 would be nice, but it is quite difficult. We have the idea of c6 somewhere. Perhaps not bad. Should I play it? There's some kind of e5 play, a little bit tricky, all of that. So maybe we're gonna play first the move rook on c8. So I'm getting ready to play the move c6, but of course c6 is not a must play. We have a couple of options here. We have the option also to play the move rook e5, so we play purely on the dark squares. We have the choice. We have the choice. Alright, alright. Rook on d1. Central played by our opponent, so yeah, that's fine. Rook on e5, as we planned, because I'm not sure that I should play the move c6, even though c6 is looking like something logical. But I think first a rook on e5. Let's see what happens next. Knight on d5. So now we have to make the choice to take or not to take. Both is possible. Quite a difficult choice because both is looking like a slightly better position for black. In case we take, he will be taking with a c pawn, I guess. And then we're gonna make some pressure on the e file. So yeah, we are doing better in case we take. The move c6 is also looking nice. I think he will be taking knight on e3. Yeah, but we are doing better. So, to take or not to take, what is a better play? Sometimes in chess, when you have a couple of options, it is a harder thing to make a choice, because if you have just one move to make, I mean, you just play it and that's it. So now we have the choice, so maybe let me try with the move c6, because it looks nice to play the move c6 just by the feeling. The move c6 is looking like the right decision, so yeah. Takes and take back, yeah, this is what we wanted. Candidate moves, yes, Avocado, you are absolutely correct. As we said in the seminar, try to have 2-3 candidate moves, it is the best, and then try to choose the move that you like more. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's very, very hard to take a decision. But this is chess. Chess is... Oh, now we push the F. For a long time we had no F. Boom! We have again the F on the channel, so what should we play here for black? Black to play, and black is winning, obviously. This move is a blunder. Our opponent is making a big mistake. Yes, we see the F. We see the F. Black to play. Black is winning. Who are the top 3? Who are the fastest in the chat to write the answer? I see Avocado is take the queen. Yes, we will be taking the queen, of course. That's correct. Queen gone, game gone. Second game of the stream, we managed to win it, I think, quite convincingly. All right, so let's go immediately with the game number 3. Maybe we will be playing with the white pieces, yeah. Welcome everyone to the channel. I have been away for like 20 days now, yeah. Now I'm back with the streams. I'm not sure that I will be streaming daily, but I will be trying to stream at least every second day. So join us, and currently the monetization is off on the channel, so actually it is better for you because you don't see the promotions. No promotion stream, pure chess, 100% chess. Let's go with the next game. So we are white. We're playing against 2165 rated players. We have the King's Indian reversed. Let's go with the move d3, then kick knight on d2, followed by the move e4. This is a usual setup. c5 setup is not bad at all, so this is all normal. Usually the knight goes to c6. Oh, black takes immediately. I don't think it is the best to take so quickly on e4. Usually with black it's better to keep the center a little bit more flexible. So yeah. Knight on c6. And we have this c3 option, we have the rook e1 option. I think I'm gonna start with the move c3, because it is so useful to have the move c3 against the knight on d4 idea, e5. Now we have this d5 square. So normal play is queen on e2, and then we try to get the knight on d5. We can do it by playing knight on c4, then knight on e3, and knight on d5. This is the key.
So we have to get the knight on d5. It is like a beautiful version of the king's Indian. I see Avocado is saying then no money for you because monetization is off. Avocado. If I would be streaming for money, I would be always hungry. So yeah, it doesn't matter so much for me, of course, but it's pity because the memberships are gone and I have this membership videos. So yeah, I hope monetization returns in about 20 days from now. Let's proceed with the ideas that we had. We put the knight on c4. First of all, we attack the pawn on e5, which is always good. And we keep the main idea, knight e3, knight on d5. This move a6 is not really helping. So eb5, is it a good play? Not sure. b5, maybe not the best. What should we do with white now? What will you do? I think we can take the pawn, no? I don't know, what do you think about it? Because he gives us the pawn on e5. Is it a blunder or is it a trap? So yeah, let's see. Knight takes on e5. To take or not to take? Because sometimes there is a trap. So we should always double check because it feels like he blundered this knight takes e5, but maybe it is a trap, but I don't see anything, so I will be taking. Chess player should be greedy. And I see Avocado is saying, are you going to play subscribers today? Yeah, Avocado. The usual game of the day in the end of the stream. Yeah. Knight takes e5, so for the moment we won the pawn. Looks good. Let's see if there is some counterplay by our opponent. He's making a little bit of pressure against the pawn on e4, but it is not like, I think, doesn't feel like it is a full compensation for black in this position. So yeah, I think we are doing better currently here with the white pieces. Just we have to be cautious with the move rook on e8. This rook on e8 stuff is tricky. We have to do something against it. What can I play against the rook e8 idea? I can go with the move bishop on g5, but then we have the h6 idea, so it doesn't help much. Against rook e8, potentially maybe I should go with the move f4. So if I have the move f4, it means that I can also play the move f4 instantly, because why not? To get the rook on d1 is making sense. To get with the knight on d3 feels possible, but feels like a little bit too slow. To go knight on g4 is possible, just a pawn up probably. So we have a couple of options. As you can see, we have here a couple of options, and yeah, how to make the decision. Again, we have to take the hard decision because we have multiple ways of playing this position with the white pieces. Personally, I like the move maybe f4 immediately because it looks like a decent move, or to play the move knight on d3, which is also looking like a decent play. Let me know your opinion in the chat. So what would you do here? Would you just go away? Would you play the move knight on g4, or maybe the little bit more active move f4? I don't know what is the best. Very hard to tell. Everything is looking like a better play for white here, but even position is not so simple. Maybe let's go with the move knight on d3. Somehow it feels good to attack the pawn on c5 directly, so it cannot be a bad play. Knight on d3, I think. Plus, we have this e5 option somewhere, so yeah. I see Cheers would play the move f4 here. More f4s in the chat. Yeah, maybe f4. Maybe. f4 would be a little bit more aggressive play. And this knight on d3 is a little bit more safe option. Avocado with the move bishop f4. Yeah, not bad. Bishop f4, also a good play, but somehow, I don't know. After bishop f4, we have this problem with the move with the knight on e5, so... knight on d3 is like ultra safe option. We are being a pawn up, so all we need to do is being safe usually to win the game. Knight on d3, first of all, we would like to take the pawn on c5, then we are avoiding this rook e8 with a tempo, which is good. Potentially we have the move bishop e3, more pressure on the pawn c5, so it's like multifunctional play. In most of the cases, this kind of safe multifunctional play is not bad. As I mentioned so often in the previous streams, you know that I'm always saying, when you have something extra, try to be practical, don't give too many chances to your opponent to come back into the game. So we are currently here with a pawn up, we try to be safe, we try to give as little chances to our opponent as possible, of course, in case we can. So yeah, let's see what happens next. Yeah, there are no more memberships here on the channel because monetization is off. I need to wait for 20 days, I think. Then we will be back with the monetization on the channel because now it's been turned off by YouTube. YouTube usually sends you a confirmation letter with an address, and I asked them already 3 letters and still I received nothing, so they turned off the monetization and there's like no way to get it back. It's like super weird. So I think it takes now approximately 20 days and then the channel can have potential memberships again. Yeah, a bit of patience is needed now. What to do? So we have the move queen on c8, defending the pawn on c5. So yeah, we have this e5 option, a little bit aggressive. Also we have the very safe move f3, defending the e4 pawn, and then the knight can go on f2 in case we need it. So I like this move f3. It feels again a little bit too safe, I might agree to that, but why to risk? We are having a clear pawn up. The structure of f3 e4 is usually very good against the bishop on b7, very safe. Knight on f6 is not doing great as well, so knight on f2, quite a positional way of playing. Bishop on e3. Rook on d1 next. Knight is trying to get on d3, I guess. I think not so dangerous. So let's continue with the move. Bishop on e3. Everything as we planned. And in theory, this f4, e5 might be good, but we have time. There is no reason to play it instantly. Maybe also h4 is useful with the idea h5. So, but first of all, let's get the rook on the d file. This is very useful. So I don't know which rook actually. Should I take the rook from the A file or from the F? Maybe from the A, because maybe somewhere this F4, E5 will be useful. So let's play the move for rook on D1 first. Yep, we're back. I see narrative combat in the chat. Yeah, we are back. So yeah, queen on c6. Is it dangerous? Doesn't look dangerous, so we have the option of playing the move f4. We have bishop d4 also looking quite good. So we have also rook on d5, attacking the knight on c5, so the knight has to leave, and then we can double up on the d file. It looks beautiful, so why not to play it? Rook on d5. Let's attack the knight. Knight on a4. Maybe there's some idea of bishop takes on c3. Is it possible? Looks like... I don't think this is possible, actually, because probably two pieces are better. But maybe just in case we play the move queen on d2, just in case we're avoiding all the tricks, or maybe the idea is to play the move b4. Could it be? Theoretically, yes. Is it dangerous? Not so much, to be honest, but maybe also to play move bishop on d4 immediately is making sense. Just to give like literally zero chances to our opponent. There are no more tricks connected with the move b4. The knight on a4 is not doing much. We have potentially this idea, knight on g4, to be very strong on the dark squares. Rook on d8 is making sense what our guy is doing, so let's take the bishop, I think. Bishop is gone. I think he has to take, yeah. And let's play the very simple. I think we can try to dominate the d file. Nothing wrong with that, obviously. But we can also take and then try to dominate the d file. Again, I don't know what is a better continuation here. Okay, let's go with the move for rook on d1. Both is possible. I don't see a big difference. White is doing for sure better. Question is how much better, but step by step. There is no rush here in winning the game in the fastest way. This is not the right approach, in my opinion. The right approach to win the games is to win the game in the safest way. So try to give as less chances as you can to your opponent, and this is what we are exactly doing. So we are dominating the only file, we are still a pawn up, so next we will be pushing here forward with the pawns for potentially e5, potentially knight on g4, potentially h4, h5, so something will be done next. Knight on a4 is attacking the pawn on b2, but otherwise knight is doing nothing. So I think our advantage here with the white pieces is very, very obvious. If this is a winning position or just a much better position, I don't know that. Let's see how the game is going to develop, but we are doing better, so that's most important. Queen on b6. What could be the idea of our opponent? I don't know. I don't know why to play the move queen on b6. Some kind of b4 idea potentially. Yes, but is it such a great play? Not sure. We have the ideas of queen on d2, for example, just winning. Here's a fight for the d file. He has to take, we're gonna take, and then we have this knight on g4 idea. Yeah, this is looking not bad at all, I would say. But is it enough to win the game, like, instantly? I'm not 100% sure. This move b4 could be annoying, so maybe let's go with the move a3. Just in case, just in case. Of course, it is not a must play, but we see a lot of this b4 somewhere. So just in case, to avoid all the tricks, a3. Now the knight is getting to b3, but that's alright. b2 is not under attack any longer. So we should be doing here much better. How to win the current game? What should be the best way of winning this position? I think we should get active, but the thing is we cannot get active at the moment, so we have to play something else. Okay, let's change for a little. I don't know if I should change the second rook. Of course it is not a must play to change the second rook, but on the other hand, maybe let's just change. Let's play the move queen on d1, I think. Because it looks like we should have very good chances of winning this endgame. So let's go for the endgame. Probably our opponent is going as well to play the endgame, because what else? What else is there to be done by black? I don't think there's something else, so we will be seeing the endgame. And this endgame is clearly better, so yeah. So let's see. We have still 2 minutes on the clock, and our opponent with a 3 minutes, 1 minute advantage. Yeah, this could be something, but this endgame is not looking like a very hard play, at least not at the moment, so we have good chances of winning it. Our opponent is taking his time before playing his next move. He changes the queens. Okay, so next we should get the king on d4. Usually this should be the strategy for white here. f6. Okay, let's get the king on d4. So we are activating the king. Next, I think bishop f1 is quite useful, because let's see where the knight is going. And I should have played king on d4, of course, immediately, so this was stupid. I should have done it earlier, because now king on d4, there is this check. That's why I'm playing the move bishop on a3 to avoid the check. So I could have executed in a better way. Still, we cannot pass the distance. How to win the game here? Let's move a little bit there and back. Not so easy to win this position. Okay, finally let's push the move forward. By the feeling, we should be doing very good, but now finally I think we are winning, because there is a move e5. Now the bishop is falling, and I think that's it. That's it. We are winning the current game. Even though it was a little bit of fighting by our opponent, now the bishop is on e4. As you can see, the bishop is covering the knight on e1, so no squares to go for our guy. This is a resignation, it is a game over. He's continuing giving us all his pieces. Alright, let's say thank you. Let's take his pieces. And that's it. And that's it. Overall, a solid game. I would not call it a masterpiece in conversion of the advantage, but all in all, step by step, we got this extra pawn. And then our opponent was fighting very, very well, but yeah. So yeah, step by step, next game we are once again with the black pieces. This time we see the move e4. In the first 2 games of the stream we saw the move d4, so something else. And let's play the move knight on f6. Let's see if we see the main line knight on c3 or something else. Our opponent is currently considering his options, and d6, so we have the rouser opening. This is the rouser. I see also Michel is there in the chat with us. Welcome, Michel. I remember you from before. Always very active user of our channel here. f3, e5. Let's be a little bit more aggressive. e5 is not so bad against the move f3 because the idea is usually to get bishop e6 quickly and to play the move d5. Should we go d5 or maybe bishop e7 first? Still the idea d5 is usually the way to play. So yes. In case you have some questions, please do ask them in the chat. As I mentioned earlier, we have currently the monetization being turned off, so memberships are not possible. The next 20 days there are no memberships possible, so just ask your question. We have many good guys here in the chat, many also having quite good ratings, so if I don't see a question, probably somebody else will be able to reply. Bishop on e2, so what happens if I play the move d5? Because in the Sicilian defense, usually in case we're capable of playing the move d5, we are doing well with the black pieces. Let me castle first. Okay, let's play d5 now. So d5 on the board. These positions are mainly being equal. We take, of course, let's take on d5. And we have this 3 versus 2 pawn structure, where we have the 4 pawns versus 3. These structures are more or less equal. Black is not really in danger here to get much worse. Sometimes it might be slightly better for white, but this is a maximum that white can get here. In most of the cases, position is safe. Our opponent is considering his options. What do we have in the chat? Let me read for a second. Is the Richter Rouser Sicilian good for intermediate player trying to learn some lines? Yeah, Rouser is definitely not bad. Very playable, yeah. Definitely. Rouser is quite an aggressive opening, I would say, so it's not a bad plan to play it. Alright. Our opponent really thinks now for a long time now. c4 attacking the bishop. Let's go back. He pre-moves queen on d8. Of course, we take with the rook because we would like to get the king next to the center. And rook on d1. Very safe play by our opponent. Not easy. It's gonna be a hard game, I think. So what is his plan? I think knight on c5 is coming next, so we should somehow try to prevent this knight on c5 in best case. How can we do that? Knight on c5, so we can play the move b6. Next, maybe even a little bit more aggressive with the move f5, king on f7, for example. This is possible. Or we try to be conservative f6, king f7, for example. So f5 is not always a good play, but I think maybe we can try to play the move f5 next, and let's see what happens. Alright, alright. So, a3. Why to play the move a3? What is the plan? I don't know. I don't know why to play the move a3, so we proceed as we sought. f5, let's get the king, let's win a little bit of space. This is usually quite good for some endgames that we'll see in the future. We can get the bishop to f6, nice bishop here on f6, or we play the conservative king on f7. Does it make a difference? Actually, I don't know if it does. There are some threats, I don't see threats, so maybe let's play the move bishop on f6. Maybe somewhere the move e4 will be possible, maybe somewhere the move knight on d4 is possible, maybe as well we play just as king f7, g5. We slowly advance where we are doing better, so as probably many of you know now here in the chat, because I see so many accounts that are familiar to me. As we always say, we play where we are stronger. Never forget this rule about chess. So yeah, we play where we have more space, where we have something, and obviously the play of black here will be on the king side. We have the 4 pawns versus 3, plus we have much more space. So this kind of g5 play is looking very logical for white. It would be great to play the move b4 somewhere, but we have the knight on b3. Maybe he's getting ready for, not sure for what actually. We have the move e4, we have this kind of f4 followed by the move e4, winning the pawn on b2, but the question is, should we play it, or maybe just to play the move king f7? I like personally to advance. This kind of positional squeeze is quite nice. We are not in a rush to win something instantly. Now he's provoking, really, like he's asking me for this f4 e4 idea. Maybe he does not see it, or he sees something that is not good for black, but I don't know what it is. So of course we can continue playing the move g5, like this kind of slow squeeze stuff, but maybe we can play the move f4, so let's try. f4 idea, bishop f2 probably, this is what we're gonna see next, because where else? And e4. You see how great the bishop is now on f6, so the b2 pawn is falling eventually with the pawn b2, a3 pawn is falling next, and actually the pawn a pawn of black is going to decide the game. So quite lucky that we have this kind of f4 and e4 idea, but sometimes the luck is with the guys who are playing the right moves. So change of rooks. We would like to play e3 next. The pawn on b2 is hanging. Is it already a game over, or there is still a way for white to be back? Let's see. Let's see what happens next. So, what do we have in the chat? Some questions? No, I see Bean is now today from a different account. All right. Bean also been locked out. Okay, okay. So, in case you have some questions, please ask them in the chat. If I see a question, I will be answering a question. If I don't see a question, we have many good guys here in the chat. We have also Hadi. Hadi knows most of the things, and also Hadi is a very good chess player. So, by the way, Hadi, did you get your 2300 already on chess.com or not yet? Because I remember Hadi was at some moment crossing the 2300 and then got crushed back to 2250. So yeah. How are you doing, Hadi, regarding your progress? Our opponent is taking the pawn on e4, so we take the pawn on b2, everything as we sought. Now change of rooks, but the pawn on a3 is going to fall. We can even gives this little check here on c3. Actually, quite a tricky check not to take the pawn, because in case he goes away, we win the pawn on c4, maybe even better. So, bishop on c3, this check is so annoying. There is nowhere to go for white. In case of knight on d2, I think we have this knight on a5, knight on b3 coming next. There is a winning pin. So the king has to be played to f1. We're gonna take the rook, then we're gonna take the pawn. This is gonna be a pawn up position in an endgame, plus the king is gonna be very, very far away, so it should be winning for black. We can be very relaxed here during the next couple of moves. All right. Quite a quick win actually, because in the browser where you're playing, usually the move d5, it's never so quick. A knight on d2. Can we play the move knight on a5 with the idea knight on b3 to use the pin? Let's double check. We have enough time on the clock, because we can as well play moves like knight on e5, knight on d4, everything is possible. It is for sure better for black, but it feels like we can potentially win the game on the spot. So knight on a5 followed by the move knight on b3. Can white do something against it? This is a main question. If not, we will be playing, of course, knight on a5, and it is a game over. I don't see a defense. Maybe there is a defense, but I don't see it, so let me play the move knight on a5. Our opponent plays very quickly the move c5. Why is he doing that? What is the point of that? Knight on b3 is completely winning, I think, for black. But we can even take the pawn on c5 first, because how does it help to play the move c5? I don't know. So I will be just taking the pawn on c5, because I don't see a difference. He gave us a pawn, we took the pawn, and now, of course, after the move bishop takes c5, we will be taking. He takes, we take, king takes, and we have the fork on b3. It looks like an easy win. It looks like an easy win. I think it is an easy win, so let's take. And it will be resignation now by our opponent, because he has to admit the game is over. I see Creative in the chat. Welcome, Creative. Welcome. Yeah, it has been a long time, I agree. Long time no stream. I will be trying to stream now like every second day, I think. So we stay connected. Yeah. Okay, king on d1. Our opponent keeps on fighting in a position where there are so little chances of doing something. So alright. A bishop on b4. Why is he fighting? Being just a piece down for nothing. Let's attack the bishop. To fight in this position makes no real sense in my opinion, because sometimes you can play on a lost position because you have a chance, but sometimes it's better just to resign, because only, I think, this connection can save white here from a 0. So if I disconnect, then he is correct to play on, but otherwise it makes no sense to play positions like that, because what is the difference here? Full piece up for black, there are no threats, he has less time on the clock. It makes no sense, just waste of time. So yes. Resignation, yep. We have resignation by our guy here. Let's go with the next game. Let me read the chat. So I see Downson Fury. What was your question? Downson Fury, can you repeat your question, because I somehow don't see your question. What is a question? Don't see a question. Okay, we are white. Let's go with the move e4. Central play, e4, always good. Dawson is asking about how to find candidate moves. What is the idea behind the idea of candidate moves? So usually by feeling you have 2-3 options which you like the best, and it's good to have a couple of options, not to play the first thing you see. That's why we call it candidate moves, where you have 2, 3, 4 options that you like the best, and then you're choosing one of the options that you are going to play. We have currently the main line of the Caro-Kann defense with a move e5, so Caro-Kann advanced. So yeah. Our opponent is... What is he going to play now? He is taking his time. Let's see. C5, one of the normal plays here for black is a move c5 indeed. Yeah, everything as usual, I would say. It seems like our opponent is well prepared, I would say. Can we trick him somehow here to play something a little bit unusual, maybe? Not so easy to play something unusual, because most of the things are usual. So let's go bishop e3, just for fun. Let's see what happens next. So... I see in the chat that Michel has a lot of candidate moves. Wow, Michel, if you have to think about every threat, trap, offense, and defense, you will have, I think, couple of 100 candidate moves. Queen on b6, quite a tricky play. Knight on c3, we would like to get knight on b5 in case we can. This position is going to be crazy. We will have a very, very sharp game here. Let's see, our opponent is always taking his time before playing his next move. Not bad. I would also advise you always to take your time in the beginning of the game, because once you have a bad position, it is so hard to come back from that. So take your time in the beginning of the game, especially when you're playing a rapid game. So we have 10 minutes, there is no rush here. So yeah. Once you're in a bad shape, it is so hard to come back from that. That's why take your time in the beginning, get the position you like, and then you can start playing quicker. But in the beginning, take your time. For example, here, of course, this is still a theoretical position. I don't know if our opponent, he knows that or not, but let's assume he doesn't, because he takes so much time. To take on b2 is exactly the best play here for black. It is a hard move to make over the board, by the way, because it feels so bad to take on b2, but actually computers are quite happy with taking on b2. This is one of the main moves, and we can try maybe to play here something funny that is connected with queen e1. I think the main line is not queen on e1, but we can try to play just something out of fun. If I remember correctly, let me double check, because I have been playing this line for a long time, so I'm not 100% sure. But let's see. Should we go for the funny line, or should we play the normal knight on b5 idea? Okay, let's go with the normal. There is this queen e1, I think, quite interesting as well, but let's go knight on b5. This is normal. Now we would try to combine the idea of rook on b1, so we try to capture the queen somewhere. The pawn on c2 is hanging, but sometimes it's okay. We have, of course, the threat of knight on c7 next. This is looking like a deadly threat, so black definitely have to do something against it. To allow knight on c7, this would mean a little fork here, and it would be a game over. Our opponent thinks once again and plays a move for rook on c8. Yeah, it looks normal. Let's play something funny. Let's have a funny game. So, let's go with a move d takes c5. Let's take the pawn on c5. Now we would like to get knight on d6, potentially. We're not so scared that we're gonna lose the pawn on c2. We keep the option of rook on b1 in case we need it. We keep the option of knight on d4, maybe also knight bd4. But most probably, knight from the f goes to d4. Beautiful square. The black piece is currently on the starting positions. Looks like a very aggressive play here by white, and mostly, as all of you know, to defend is way harder than to attack. So in a practical game, except we go to the very top level of chess, usually the attackers maybe to 80% is having a better score than the defender. So if the position is even more or less equal, the attacker bonus is definitely existing. Attacker is scoring better than the defender in maybe 80% of chances. Except again, we go to the very top level of chess, but we are not there. At least some of you might be there one day, but for me it is too late. That's why if we attack, we feel more confident that we will be having a chance maybe to win the game. So let's think. I cannot win the game immediately, bishop d4, because there is this knight on f3 intermediate move. It is with a check. So this we should not allow. We have the move knight on d4. Ooh, looks nice, because we would like to take the bishop, plus this rook on b1 is looking very dangerous. So maybe we are capable of catching the queen on b2 as we wanted. As well, to take on e5 and to take on a7 is looking like a nice option for white. Too many options. Too many options here on the board. What should I do? And here we come to the subject of the candidate moves. So we have candidate moves. Knight takes e5, followed by the move knight a7. We have a candidate move knight fd4. I like it. I like the knight fd4. We have also theoretically something like rook on b1 first. We have bishop d4 first. Too many candidate moves, so we have to play something. Let me play the move knight fd4. It feels like the right decision. We are protecting the pawn on c2, so the bishop cannot take the pawn any longer. We are getting ready to play the move rook on b1. We still have the option of knight takes a7. We have knight takes a5. Many different options here for white. And many options doesn't mean that you're doing well, but in case you have many attacking options, and obviously we will be attacking the king on e8 because king is far away from castle, it means we have good chances to finish the game with a checkmate. Let's see. Let's see what happens next. Currently, we are, in my understanding, on a good way here to a full point. So, what do we have in the chat? Let me read a little bit. So, okay. Thank you for the nice comments in the chat. Yeah, I am back. Thanks for staying here with us on the channel. Thanks for that. I will be trying to stream approximately every second day, but maybe some days I can do a little bit more. Let's see. And of course, for those of you who just joined, our monetization is off currently. It will be on again approximately in 20 days from now. So the memberships will be back. Sorry for that. It's like very strange, because on YouTube you have to confirm your identity and you must receive a letter, like physical letter. There is no shipping, no shipping, tracking, no nothing. You're receiving the letter, but I've never received the letter, so I couldn't confirm. Over many months they sent me like 3 letters, but I received 0 from them, and now the channel is closed. So I hope it will be open again in approximately 20 days from now. Okay, queen on b4. It feels like we should be able to win the game. how can we do that? We have this taking on f5, taking on d5. Looks nice. This is looking really nice. We can also take on a7. Probably it is enough to win the game, but why not to take and to take on d5? Just winning the central pawn. Never a bad idea. To my understanding, we can also play first the move rook on b1, but the question is, how does it help to have the rook on b1? I don't know. So let's maybe play the simple knight takes f5. In case we have many solutions, I preferably go for the simplest one. In the simplest solution, your chance of making a mistake is just getting smaller, because we always have to understand, all of us, we all do mistakes. So yeah. That's why to be safe is usually the best. Okay, so Bean is Benjamin, and Bean is having a question. What is the question of Bean? Depending if opponent playing white goes d4 or e4, I either play Dutch or Sicilian to give myself room to develop and take some space. What should I keep in mind for each, which differs from other? Oh, Bean, but this is a extremely complex question, man. There is no easy answer to that, because you're speaking about full opening. There is no easy to answer to this, Bean, because the answer would be just so long and so many things. It's better to ask something more direct. To ask, what should I do against Sicilian, for example? It is a question that cannot be answered, at least not direct. This is a problem, yeah. Yeah. This is very hard. Being more direct question would be always better, because direct question I can answer, but something like this, it is so difficult, because there's too many things. Let's go back to the game. Can we win the game? We have this knight on a7, so we can go for the end game. It is enough to win the game, probably. We are doing much better. Can I give a checkmate somehow? I don't see how to give a checkmate. Rook on d1 is looking good. I can proceed with the move rook on d1. Maybe let's go rook on d1 first. So we are provoking the move queen takes d5, rook takes d5. Attacking the knight here. Knight on a7 is still a threat. We're doing way better in development, so white is having a huge advantage here currently. So yeah. So let's see. Our opponent is thinking, and indeed it's a difficult position. Just 14 moves into the game, and as you can see, all the black pieces, they're still on the starting positions. We are doing way better with our pieces here. So yes. Now endgame. Knight is under attack. Pawn potentially is going to fall as well. The pawn on a7 might be falling. Let's see what we're gonna eat next. As a chess player, we must show good appetite in most of the cases. Maybe also bishop f4, is it not just a win? Let's see if we can play it. This idea of knight on c7 might be deadly. Knight on f6. My idea was just to take on f5, because why not to take the pawn? So we are having the bishop there. We have the threat of knight on c7. We have the threat of rook e1. Ooh, bishop c5, but this is not a good play by our guy. He panics, and now rook takes c5. The bishop is gone. Knight on d6, knight on c7. It is a game over. That's it. There is no comeback from this for black. Our guy plays on position, which is just hopeless. Okay. Let's put this beautiful knight on d6. Let's get the bishop to f3, except I will be blundering something very heavy here. It should be easily winning. So rook on d8. Let's proceed with strong appetite for the pawns. We take the pawn on b7. The rook is under attack. The knight is under attack on c6. Let's show some real appetite for the pawns. We have 2 minutes 50 against 2 minutes on the clock, so we're also doing very, very well regarding time. This should be over. Rook is under attack, but our bishop here, so for example, if we take the rook, he is going to take the bishop with a check and take the other bishop on f4. There is no need for us to let this happen, I think. We can put the bishop on c4, we can put the bishop to d3. Where should we put the bishop? Maybe let's put the bishop to d3. I don't think it matters, but just it feels a little bit safer to play the move bishop on d3. Piece up. Piece up is always great. By the way, in case you're enjoying my comments so far and so far the stream, please push the like button, of course, and subscribe to our channel here, to VChess. In case you are new to the channel, I feel a little bit pity for you because I've been streaming earlier for, I think, almost 2 months, almost daily, so you missed a lot of good streams, I think, and as well a lot of good company in the chat. We have excellent people here in the chat, great community. But still, in case you're new, like, subscribe, join us. I will be streaming approximately, I think, every second day, so still, you can have some fun here and potentially learn some new tricks for your own practical games. So join us here on VChess. Alright, what can I say regarding the current position? No big changes here. We are still a piece up, so h6. Very prophylactical play, but it is not enough, obviously, for black to be back in the game. We can play bishop here, we can play bishop here. I think it doesn't really matter. So let's go with the move bishop on e3. Safety first, bishop more. We try to change as many pieces next as we can, and the game is going to be over. So rook on b5, for example, looks quite normal. Rook on d1, followed by the move rook on b8. We start to change position, which we start to change the pieces, of course. Sometimes I'm thinking about something and then I'm not finishing the sentence properly. Let's go knight on c6. Let's bring the knight into the game. We still have 1 minute 30 on the clock. The guy's running low on time, so we're doing time-wise also much better. He keeps on fighting. Rook on b7. Let's change. Okay. Pawn a7, pawn f7. Let's take. Now black is not only being material down, but black as well is suffering with just few seconds on the clock. The last moves of the game, I guess. Piece more, piece more. The pawn is a queen. Look at that. How our guy is fighting here like a lion, but we will be eating away all his pawns. He keeps on fighting. No pawns left. Soon no pieces left. 13 seconds on the clock for our opponent. He keeps on fighting, but it is so difficult. Under 10 seconds for the guy. Can we deliver a checkmate? Yes, we can. It is a checkmate in next. Who sees the checkmate? Who is fast enough to write down? White gives a checkmate in one move here. And we are winning with the next play. Who sees the checkmate? Probably many of you. So I will be giving the checkmate, and it is to play the g7. Yes, g7 precisely with a checkmate. So once again, quite a calm game. We've been doing better, and then slowly we won the game. Let's go with the next one. Next game. who will be our next opponent. Now, for a while, we've been not playing, guys, with 2-6, 2-5. Somehow we're always getting paired with 2-2, 2-3 opponents. Maybe the good guys completely stopped to play on chess.com Rapid, which is a possibility. Because, yeah, the game is not very fair in a lot of cases here in a Rapid game. Who are longer here with us on the channel, you know that sometimes we're playing opponents that are absolutely destroying us. And sometimes the guys are just 2000 rated, but they are playing way stronger than even Magnus Carlsen. So sometimes, yeah, we are getting paired against these monsters. Then there is absolutely nothing that we are capable of doing. So yeah, let's go with the move d6. Let's see. This is quite a normal way of proceeding with the black pieces. Knight on c6, I think. All is as usual, I would say. All is theory. Bishop c4 is also theory, and here we have a couple of ways of playing this position with the black pieces. Let me try a bit strange way to play bishop e6. It's usually not the best, but it is interesting, so let's go with the move bishop on e6. Let's see what is going to be the reaction of our opponent. He's castling. Not bad. Now, can we do something very tricky here? I'm not sure. I'm not sure that we can, so I will be playing the normal play, I would say. It is to take, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And to play the move g6. The idea is to get bishop g7 followed by the short castle. Then we get this pressure on the e5 pawn quite quickly. So we have this kind of interesting game. Bishop on b3. Alright, let's go with the move bishop on g7 as we planned. e5 under attack potentially. So yeah, I see a comment by Buck the Stoner. Great to see you back. I hope you are doing well. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for all the nice comments. I've been away for almost now, I think 20 days. Yeah, 20 days of no stream. Now I'm back. Yeah, I hope I will be able to do the streams every second day approximately. I will be trying. So, everyone who is new to the channel, welcome. And of course, very nice to see the old nicknames here. So, all right, let's go. So, bishop on d2. What can we do here with the black pieces? It feels like black is having an excellent position, by the way. This looks a little bit passive to my understanding. Normally, white should try to get knight on g5 quite quickly. Now that white is not with knight on g5 quickly, we can do maybe something unpleasant to our opponent. Is there something like bishop g4, h3? We're gonna take, he's gonna take. Can we take the pawn on e5? The knight on d5 is under attack, so might be not the best. We have this usual knight on c7 to change the light square bishops is very, very useful here for black. But it feels like I should be more active. Why to play so passive? So let's try to be more active. Maybe queen on c7 and rook on d8. So we're getting better on the d file. Plus with the move queen here, we're attacking the pawn on e5. Does it make sense? I think, yeah. It makes definitely some sense. So we have queen on c7 or a queen on b6, which is also making sense. Where is the queen doing better? Hard to say. Maybe even the queen on b6 is a little bit better positioned, but maybe not. Again, we have to take this kind of hard decisions because we have two different options. Both options are looking nice. So let's go queen on b6, a little bit more active. So yeah. Next, rook on d8, knight on c3. That's alright, because I think we are capable of playing rook on d8. At least I had the idea of playing rook on d8, so I'm proceeding with what I started. And I think black should be doing slightly better in most of these positions, because the pawn on e5 is going to fall. It's only a matter of time till the pawn on e5 is falling, and then we should have a better endgame. So, of course, we have to see how the game will be proceeding, but currently we are happy with the opening we had. We are doing slightly better here with the black pieces, nothing to be worried about. We got all the pieces in the game. We are doing a little bit better in the center, so we can hope for slight advantage here for the black pieces. Queen on c1. Our opponent is trying to be tricky. Potentially he likes to play the move bishop on h6. Can we also be tricky with the move knight on b4 and knight on d3? Maybe we can, but maybe also we can take the other knight and get it to d3, but why not to go with a knight from b4 to d3? Take knight on d3. I think we're capable of playing knight on b4. I don't see why not. Maybe there is some tricky play with knight on a4, but I think it is good for black, to my understanding. So we have this simple knight on c3. It's also quite good for black, but it feels like we are capable of playing knight on b4, knight on a4. Sorry, wrong. Knight on a4. We have the queen on b5, and I think that black is doing very well there. Is it so? Okay, let's try. Knight on b4. It feels very, very tempting to play this knight on b4. Not a must play, of course. We could have taken the knight on c3. This would be enough to have a good position, or to play the move knight cb4 would be also good. But maybe here is just something direct. So direct play, it might be just very, very good for black, like instantly. So when you have a choice that you can do something by force, not to do something by force is difficult because you feel like you're winning the game potentially. So my idea was to play the move knight on d3, attacking the queen, and bishop takes f7, intermediate play, but is it helping white? I think it is not, because we have a winning continuation in this position. It feels like we are winning. I give it a little bit of time to think for yourself, because black is winning. Write down your answers in case you see a win. Black has a nice winning idea here. So let's see if you can find it. Of course, we have a couple of ways to be much better here, but we have just a winning continuation. I will be waiting for 20 seconds next, and then we will be playing the move. So yeah, of course it is to take the pawn on f2. This is correct. We take the pawn on f2, king goes away, and we have again many options to win the game, but the easiest way is to play rook takes on f3 next. It's the simplest way of finishing the suffer of white, or to take knight takes e1, which is also looking like immediate game over. I don't know what is better, because both is looking like it is complete game over. So I think our opponent is going to resign. He continues the game, by the way. He's not resigning yet. So let's just take on e1, rook takes, and next we play rook takes f3. As you can see, with takes a knight, there is rook takes d2 coming next. Yeah, it is a game over. That's it. Queen is hanging. Queen takes on h2 is coming next. It is a game over. Let's offer a rematch. Yeah, he wants to play us one game more, so we have to be fair. I like to be always fair to the opponents that are fair. Let's say if the guy would play till the very end, till the checkmate, then why to have a rematch? But this is a decent opponent, so we have a rematch. Now we have the Spanish. Let's go with a Spanish. Knight on f6, main line of the Spanish. Let's see. Bishop on e7, also this is of course one of the main lines. Rook on e1, b5, bishop b3. I think in this position we will find at least maybe like, I don't know, 500,000 of games in all the databases, because this is a main line of the Spanish, and here black has to choose between, yes, we have the Marshall. We have the Marshall play with the move d5. Wow, one of the sharpest openings, because Marshall is so well analyzed for the last 20 years. Perhaps some of you do remember this game from the World Championship match between the Kramnik and Liko from very, very long time ago, where computer actually made a mistake. And it was a disaster because to lose computer showed it is good, but actually it was terrible. So you can watch the game from the match of Kramnik and Liko to remember the times when computers still been making mistakes, because obviously now computers are too strong. No mistakes, but back then it was different. After the move d5, we have main option of e takes on d5, and we have as well the option of d4. It's not so stupid to play the move d4, but of course we play the main, so we take on d5. Now the main is to take on e5. I think we should proceed with it. So we take on e5. All is of course still theory here, very, very well analyzed this opening. So d3 is one of the main lines. Now black is usually continuing with the move bishop on d6. Yes, we have it being played. Bishop on d6, the rook goes back. All is theory, all is as usual. So now we have to see what is going to be the choice of our opponent. He is playing the line with the move queen on h4. Also, this is quite normal, so for the moment all as usual, I would say. And here we have big choice with the white pieces, so there are many, many different options here how to proceed in this position with the white pieces. I will be maybe choosing the line with the move queen on f3, but maybe we should play something else. I don't know. Should I choose a main, or can we play something funny in this position potentially? It's not so easy, by the way, to find something funny, because Marshall is just so well analyzed. It is analyzed by so many players. So to get a new idea, for example, in the Marshall is almost impossible. So it's very, very hard. It's very, very difficult to do something else except this and this, or bishop takes d5. This has the main continuations. Let's go with the funny move, rook on e4, just for fun. Rook on e4. Let's see what happens next. So, knight on f6. Hadi wants to make the game I mentioned as a short. It is such a famous game, I think. Most of the people who have been following chess back then, you know the game between Kramnik and Liko, because it was just wrongly analyzed. And yeah, it was like a game over from the opening. So, rook on h4. Let's go, let's go. This is also quite normal. Queen on d7, very unusual way to move away the queen. Usually the queen goes to f5. This would be normal. Knight on d2, or bishop g5, or knight on d2. So we have these two options. Both of them are looking normal. I don't know what is better, because bishop g5, maybe the idea is to play the move knight on g4 next. Could it be? Maybe so. Let's proceed with the move knight on d2. For sure it's useful to get the knight on e4. And now that we have the queen on d7, a little bit I mean, it's not badly placed, but it is quite unusual to have the queen on d7. So let's go knight on e4. This looks good. We have the beautiful knight on e4. Wow, this is good. Is it a good play by our opponent? I don't know. I think I'm capable of taking with the pawn, and the question is, where is the compensation? Harry, you never saw the game of Liko against Kramnik. Marshall, you should check it out. You can just Google it straight away, because it is a must-know game in my opinion. Because it is like a little bit part of the chess history. It is like a memory of the computers that been still beatable, because of course now it is over. The engines are so brutal, but back then human still could fight. Alright, bishop on e7. Where should I put my rook? My rook is trapped. This is crazy. How is it possible that my rook is trapped? I should go rook on h5, I guess. I don't see something better. This is crazy. This would be amazing to get trapped with a rook, because it's so unusual. I mean, normally we're never getting trapped with a rook, or almost never. Still, I'm not sure actually that we are trapped. Maybe we're not, and it is all great here. Let's see. So c4. So tricky. It is so tricky. We have the rook on d5 option, queen e6 here. Bishop b7. Ooh. Maybe I'm not doing better actually, but I think I still should play this because this endgame is tricky. I'm not sure that I'm doing better in the endgame, so maybe rook on d5 is actually making sense. For the moment, our opponent, I think, with just a perfect game. Super weird game, but playing very strong. Queen on h3, I would never play there. I would put the queen on e6. Why to put the queen on h3? What is the idea? Let's see. Bishop on c2. Quite unusual to put a queen on h3 because feels like super weird. Queen is, I think, doing better on e6. So this is a little bit unusual to put the queens there. Now we have this rook h5 idea. Or should I finally put the rook to some normal square? I don't know. We're doing maybe a little bit better with the white pieces because of this quite unusual queen on h3 play. So now we should be doing somehow a little bit better. Maybe I should get the rook. I don't know where to put the rook. I have to find a good square for the rook. Maybe it is rook on e5 actually. Let's attack the bishop. This is number one. So we have this rook h5 idea that we keep in mind. There is a rook on d8. And I wanted to get the queen on f3 actually, so why not? Will I be able to end up finally with this pawn up that we took, or is the marshal just unbeatable? The marshal is actually such a tough opening, and of course marshal is played by so many best players of the world, so marshal is one of the main openings for black, this is for sure. Now let's go with the move rook on h5. Let's see what happens next, because maybe we're capable of some tricks. e5, is it working? No, it is not. This is of course bad luck that we don't have e5, because we would just win the game straight away. There is potentially the move g6, potentially the move f5. So many tricks. I think I should play the move bishop f4. By the feeling, I don't know if I'm correct, but it feels like I should play this bishop on f4, because to change the bishop is a good idea as well. I'm getting my rook now into the game, so it all feels like the right choice. Let's see, let's see. In case you have some questions, please write them in the chat. Don't be shy, there are no bad questions. And we have excellent community here on the channel. Very, very friendly guys, friendly people. Of course, to those of you who are new here to VChess, for those of you who are with us here for a long time, you know exactly how it is here on VChess channel. We can enjoy the beautiful game of chess, have good mood, have some thoughts, and I hope that my explanations are making you every day a slightly better chess player. So let's come back. What do we have on the board? We have a pawn up for white, which is excellent. So if there is nothing direct, we will be doing better. We will be doing much better. We would like to bring the last piece into the game. It is a rook on e1. So in case we can, it is going to be great. And I also see I Play Chess Live here with us in the chat. I Play Chess Live, welcome, welcome. Welcome. Because usually I Play Chess Live always had this member logo, because I Play Chess Live, I think it's our first member on the channel. And now since the memberships are gone here, I didn't recognize I Play Chess Live. Welcome. Also, I Play Chess Live is a streamer himself. So for those of you, you can check him out and enjoy the streams. Okay. In case, by the way, you are enjoying so far my stream here, like and subscribe, especially push the like button a little bit, because it helps the algorithm of the YouTube. And since I've been not streaming here for quite a while, you see that the amount of people watching is quite moderate. So push the like button. Let's go to 100 likes the current stream. Also, I think it is time to focus a little bit on this position here, because it is not so easy and we are running low on time. White is doing better, so I can take the pair of rooks. It is for sure better. Is it better? I think it is, so let's go. Let's go for the position where we have pair of rooks fighting the queen and bishop, because it feels like we should have a very good chances here. So rook e1, let's get the pawn. If we get the pawn, it's gonna be a game over, but it is a little bit tricky. h6. I thought I can take the pawn, but maybe I'm wrong. This h6 play, not bad. Good play by our opponent, and the idea is rook h4. He has this g5, amazing. We cannot win the pawn. How is it possible? We should be able to win the pawn, I think. How to win the pawn? Okay, let's go rook e3. Let's see. Let's see if we're capable of winning the pawn on e4. Somehow, by the way, I don't like this play, what I'm doing here. Queen on d7. Ooh, he is so tricky. Let's go king on g2, I think. How to save the pawn on... He doesn't like to save the pawn. This is crazy. Why is he doing that? I don't know. So I think we can take. Okay, this should be a winning position now for white, I think. How to win it in the fastest way. So let's think, let's think. Okay, I should play something. This is a problem that so little time left on the clock. I should hold the pawn on c3. Yeah, I played it way too slow. Now the things are maybe good, but so little time on the clock. I should have played it way faster. Is it not a checkmate? It's not a checkmate. Wow, he is... Little time on the clock. I should have played faster. So, can we win the current position? Yes or no? This is the question. Let's see if we can. Oh, I made a mistake. I think it's gonna be now difficult to win it, but let's see. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Can we win the current position? Probably we cannot, yeah. This is just gonna be a perpetual check because I have so little time on the clock, so I will be not even trying to play this position for a win. It is way too little time, yeah. Okay, he wants to flag us after we gave him a revenge. He tries to flag us. What a guy. Also, this game, of course, he's playing way better than the game before, which is a bit strange. What a guy. We give him a chance for a rematch and he wants to flag us. Funny guy. Yeah, he will manage to flag us, but we will never play the guy again. And that's it. What a guy. What a guy. Should we play Rook h5? Or should I resign? Resign or not yet? I think we should resign because we don't have a chance here. Or maybe we have a chance. No, we don't have a chance. So, what a guy. Have you seen a guy like that? So, of course, we will never play him again. Very sad guy, yeah. What to do? What to do? Now it is bad luck for him. He will never play us again. We give him a chance for rematch. Then very obviously, couple of moves, he's not playing by himself because he's playing much stronger than before. And then he tries to flag, okay. Probably some little guy with big glasses before the screen, but we cannot do much here. Okay, so next game is going to be against our members here. And from the members, because Avocado been in the seminar, Avocado is first. Avocado, are you here? Let me know if you are here, Avocado, and we will be playing the next game. Let's see if Avocado is here with us in the chat. Yes, Avocado is there. So Avocado, challenge me please. 10 minutes unrated. Let's go. We have the usual daily game against, before it was against our active members, now it is against our community. I see Ernesto also here with us. Yeah, Ernesto, what happened to the memberships? For the moment, monetization is off, yeah. Monetization is off, so that's why no memberships. I think monetization will be back in approximately 20 days from now. Then the memberships are back. At the moment, we are closed. So, I see Avocado is there. Warm support, of course, in the chat for Avocado. Let's go. Let's go, Avocado is with the white pieces. Let's see if we can fight against Avocado. E4, E5. Knight on f3, knight on c6. So, bishop on c4. We have the Italian game played by Avocado. So, knight on g5. This is a usual way, attacking the pawn on f7 and d5. Takes, knight on a5. All is still theory. All is as usual here. So, bishop on b5 also is still theory. Now, let's go with the move c6. Let's see what Avocado is going to play next after the move c6. Still theory we have with white. Usually the main line is, of course, to take on c6. Yes, and bc. So black is sacrificing the pawn for activity in this line. We try to be as active as possible next. The bishop has many ways to be moved from b5 somewhere. We have as well the move queen on f3 can be played. So we have bishop a4. Very unusual answer by Avocado, because usually the bishop goes to d3 or e2. Now bishop is on a4. What can we do here with the black after the move bishop on a4? Interesting, because I have never seen the move bishop on a4 prior. So we have the usual h6 followed by the move e4 maybe. We have maybe this kind of queen on d4 now play, attacking the bishop and trying to be as active as possible. We have as well bishop on g4. Ooh, bishop on g4 is looking powerful, actually. Yeah, this is looking very tempting to play the move bishop g4, because we provoke the move f3, there is nothing else. And maybe just to go back after that, because f3 is not so well positioned. So bishop on g4 is looking very, very interesting. Maybe also just the move bishop c5, because let's see what happens next after the move bishop c5. But I like this bishop g4, I don't know. Is it correct to play the move bishop on g4 or h6 followed by the move e4? Also looking good. Maybe h6 even direct. Okay, let's go with the move h6. It is so direct. All right. So, knight on f3. And my idea, it is to play the move e4. So, I see a comment by Janero. I think he had a checkmate before rook c8. Yeah, maybe. Janero, yeah. Absolutely possible that I had missed a checkmate. Why not? This is very possible with just so little time on the clock. Everything is... yeah. Everything can be missed. So yeah, maybe you are absolutely correct. And I have missed a checkmate. This could be possible. So, we have queen on e2, so we have the unpleasant pin here, but we can get rid of the pin, of course, by playing the move bishop on e7. The knight is under attack. We would like to castle short side next. Knight on e5. Is it possible what Avocado is playing as? It's quite interesting, by the way. It's not so bad, because queen on d4, it looks like I'm winning, but then there is this bishop takes on c6, and maybe it is not winning. That's why maybe I should just castle short side. I'm not so scared that the pawn is going to fall on c6, because the queen on e2 is not doing perfect. King on e1 still out of the position, so I think in most of the cases we will have great compensation here with the black pieces. But of course, let's see. What do I see regarding likes currently? 65 likes, not even 100 likes. Oh. We are not doing well regarding legs tonight. Knight takes on c6. Should we take it? I think we should. So let's take. And next we should have here very, very strong attack. At least I hope it is a strong attack. With all the white pieces being not yet developed. It is looking like such a dangerous position for Avocado. Imagine you would be white here and you will be playing with all your pieces in the starting ranks. You feel just horrible. Even maybe it is a fighting position, but it feels just so dangerous. Rook on c8, I'm bringing one of the last pieces into the game. So now black is actually has almost all the pieces in the game. And bishop e4, Avocado is so greedy. This is too much. This is too much to open the file like that. Look at this file. This is not working. And we can, I think, finish the game by playing the move bishop on c5. We are attacking the queen. The next is going to be knight takes e4. Knight takes the bishop. Then there is a move rook on e8. And it is a game over. I think that's it. That's it from Avocado. He fought better, of course, than the rating that we see, 791. Avocado is playing better than that for sure, but it is too greedy. Don't take pawns in like that. It is too much. To be greedy is a good idea, but this is just too much. And we can, I think, finish the game simply by taking the bishop on e4. Now, in case queen takes the bishop, we have knight takes on f2, I think, and that's it. Still, all the white pieces are on the starting position, so to save the game is not really possible. That's it. That's it from the current game. White being too greedy. And we can give a check, or we can simply take the rook first. I think it doesn't really matter because, yeah, we are now winning here. So, okay, let's take. Let's take the rook. Simple solution. There is this queen h4 check. There's rook e8. There is queen on d4. So we have so many different ways of finishing the current game. I don't know what is better. So let's just finish it with a move queen on h4 with a check. In case of g3, we have queen takes h2. So it is not only that black is having the extra rook, it is also that we have a very strong attack here. So rook on e8, we get the piece into the game. Next is going to be queen takes on h2, and that's it. So yeah. It was not a bad play by our community member Avocado, but a little bit too greedy. If you look at the game, first white managed to win a couple of pawns, but we had good play. So this was normal. But then it was just too greedy. And here we have the clear F possibility. So I'm pushing the F and think about what is the most beautiful way of finishing the current game. So we have, of course, many ways of winning it with the black pieces. But what is the most beautiful way here? Black to play. We have a fantastic way of winning the current position because it is just so beautiful. Write down your answers in the chat. There are many ways of winning it. Don't think of something normal. Think of something beautiful. What could be the beautiful solution here for black? Let's see. Let's see. I gave you a little bit of time to think about it. Who can find the most beautiful way to win the current game? So, okay, 20 seconds more and then I will be playing the move. I see in the chat many creative ideas. Indeed, we have the simple solutions. To me, to be honest, in my view, of course, we can play the move knight on f2. It wins the game. We have even the simple queen takes h2 should be enough to win the game. But we have this beautiful, beautiful way of playing queen on g4. Look at that. Such a beauty, no? Because in case queen takes g4, knight f2 with a checkmate, Is it necessary? Of course not, but it is just beautiful. So yeah. This is queen on g4 in my opinion, and checkmate to our community member Avocado. Okay, good game Avocado, but just too greedy. If we go back in this position, of course, bishop a4 is a bit unusual. It's better to keep the bishop on d3 or e2 here. Even queen f3 is still fine. Bishop a4 a bit unusual because the bishop is sort of out of the game. And now we have this position. Queen on e2 maybe still alright. Knight on e5 maybe still alright, even though it looks a little bit dangerous already. All the white pieces on the starting positions. Usually it is not the best way to continue playing, but maybe things are still not that bad. So for example, in this position, try to defend, maybe bishop b5, bishop e2 back. Yes, I understand it is very, very dangerous, of course, but maybe still playable. To play bishop e4 is too much. It is just too much because everything is hanging on the e-file. And in my opinion, after bishop c5, knight e4, it is just a game over. So Avocado, not badly played, but just too greedy. This is too much. Sometimes to be greedy is good, but this is too much when you're playing with all your pieces still on the starting positions. It is too much to take the central pawn with a king on e1. Mostly things like that are not working. Alright, so it has been my first stream since a long time. Thank you all very much for watching. Thank you all for the nice comments. I will be back, I hope, on Monday, maybe tomorrow evening, but only maybe. I will be trying to stream every second day now. So don't miss the next stream. I think there is an option here on YouTube. You can put this kind of bell function. Otherwise, it's great to see the old faces, I would say, on YouTube, the old nicknames. I see Bean, I see Harry, cheers, Avocado, Michelle is here with us. I Play Chess Live with their creative, of course. So great to see you guys all. It's been a while. Now I am back, so I hope you enjoyed the current stream. I hope to see you on the next one. In case you have some propositions, ideas, send us always, of course, an official email, because it is necessary in case you have some ideas to do something. Otherwise, again, thank you very much for watching. I hope it was fun. I will be back tomorrow or on Monday. Wish you all still a great evening. And once again, it was great to see you all. Thank you very much. See you next time. And bye.